So we'll call the meeting of the Edward Farrar Utility District together here for Wednesday, February 11th at the Steel Room at 4:30. See anybody line there? First order is to approve the agenda. We have one change that Valerie Rogers is not able to make it tonight. And she did say we were gonna meet with Woody and I with her to help understand the rules and things at a future time.
That'd be good, it's because that's really about what the tax rules say, right? It's what it's, yeah, okay, good.
And I had told her in an email too that the lister's card for 61 South Main Street is still listed as 2 apartments.
That's the key thing.
And she should work on getting that changed. And I had copied Dan Sweet, but he wasn't in, so you'll have to talk to her. And Jim Adams is coming, right?
I spoke to him the other day and invited him to come at 5 o'clock, yes.
And one item to add is the crew request.
Yep.
That they wanted to send out a notice. That didn't get sent to everybody, did it?
No, just to you and me. And
No,
you.
maybe, and I sent it to the crew, yeah, but, yeah.
So we can talk briefly about it. They wanted to put a notice in our bills about sewage backing up through, flood water backing up through sewage, so.
Oh, you wanna add that to the.
I was gonna add that first and talk about that instead of Valerie.
Sure.
Okay.
So it's the crew request on back up through sewer lines within flooding situation.
A notice, they wanna,
You get that, Karen, or?
Yeah, you're putting that in where Natalie was at 4:45?
right,
Yeah.
Okay,
Valerie.
Val,
I'm sorry.
I know that.
I apologize.
Mark's names switch back and forth a lot.
Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry about that.
And if available, a short executive session at the end, if you've got time, with the note that the owl is needed at the fire station for the 7 o'clock meeting, so.
Good luck getting it to work.
Yeah,
Is he working?
No, I couldn't get it to work,
okay, well,
so they can take it.
they can figure it out.
yeah, okay.
Yes, Woody and I need to be over at the fire station by 7, so the housing
Okay.
on the Stanley Watson site, so that's why I had having us adjourn around 6:30, so. Is there anything else that?
But he wants an executive session?
At the end, if we have time.
Okay.
At the end?
Yes, please.
I have a couple of things.
Okay.
I'd like to just provide an update on some issues that Berry City is having with their reservoir.
I saw they approved the fishing derby on there.
And then I also wanted to give an update on the East Wind pipeline project.
So we'll put that just before the department report.
Sure.
Update on the Berry Reservoir and East Wind Trailer Park.
So crew, pipeline, reservoir, and then
Right.
we'll get to 5 o'clock.
Yep.
Okay.
Was there a motion to approve that agenda with amended?
I move that we approve the agenda for tonight's meeting as amended.
Second?
Second.
Motion has been made, seconded to approve the agenda with the additions noted, replacing a discussion with crew for the Valley Luggers and adding updates on the East Wind Reservoir and Yeah, East Wind Reservoir, East Wind Trailer Park and Berry City Reservoir, and then executive session after the department reports. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? I just realized Bob is not here.
Is that he right there?
You know, Dan Imhoff?
That's Ann.
Yeah, that's Ian.
That's him and A.
That's Ann Imhoff.
So Bob up there?
No,
Oh,
No, I talked to him earlier today, though. He acted like he was gonna, we spoke as if he was gonna be on the call.
you want me to call him?
Oh, right.
Yes.
If he's- don't-
While you're calling, you wanna brief us on this crew request and
Yeah, so we got a last minute request from crew who are the flood relief or flood helpers. They would like to put a mailer in the water sewer bills that go out. Which is essentially asking for information on sewer backflows during flooding events as to, you know, whether you'd want
All right, thanks.
a backflow valve or have you had issues? I assume they wanted to target it just to our customers in flooded areas.
Right.
and it hasn't been looked at by the Matt and Tony yet.
Not yet.
Um,
Yes.
bills are printed alphabetically. So to ask it to be targeted would be a big pull, I think, for staff. Unless I'm
Oh, you
wrong.
can't sort the
By
data
location.
by street?
Bills are printed alphabetically. They're
Oh, they're
filed
printed that
alphabetically,
way.
they're printed alphabetically, so it would be a big,
Wanted a target to target people. One of you's gonna have to go through the list of water bills.
Well, it could go to everybody too.
yeah.
I was gonna say,
that's-
let's
that's
go
all
to
the
everybody,
point.
just write a sentence, as if this, you know, if you've been flooded,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know.
and that's fine. I just wanted to bring it up that it's not
Makes
as
it a lot
easy as
Yeah.
pulling a stack. It's,
so we don't miss anybody.
Yeah.
too.
Right, you don't miss anybody.
And the question is, I guess it's, in my mind, it's a little late till, we still have time till bills go out, but we haven't reviewed this yet. And, you know, if we choose to send it to everybody, we're sending it to 1,000 people, 800 of them really don't need it. Not that it matters, but, just might prevent, you know, somebody might get it and say, what's this? And, you know, I live up on High Street, why do I need this?
you know, had them doing this online survey anyway, right?
So,
Well, there might be a way to word it, say this,
yeah,
this
The band at the top of the
says,
piece of
this
paper
is
that they're
directed
putting in.
at.
I mean, they're,
FUD users who've been flooded.
Flooded.
yeah, I mean, the other way is crew could go to the 200 houses that are, I mean, they know what floods and what doesn't flood.
Right.
Yeah,
They have their own
put a
database.
mailer like in a box.
If they had a problem, is this something, if they're gonna do something about it, they should have our approval beforehand?
I don't think they approval to put the backflow valve in or,
Yeah,
no, if it's in their plumbing or on their side of the system, they don't need our approval. Our ordinance does not call for one or necessitate the need for one, so, you
so
know,
we don't have to adjust our ordinance and
no, I mean, crew should make it clear to them that it is the property owner's responsibility, they're, you know.
Yeah, it almost looks like maybe there's some endorsement or we're part of that project or they could think about it in a lot of different ways. It's best if crew just does it themselves. Is there a reason why they want to put, give us material to track and fold and
Well, I mean,
is it just because they're trying to save?
it's the
money
time,
and have us
if
pay
you've
for
had a
it.
sewer problem in your basement, that this backflow valve might help prevent.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
what they're trying to do, but why they want to use our mailing mechanism, just because they want to piggyback on.
Yeah, it saves money, time, everything makes, I have no objection to it, but it may need to be more carefully worded, just to make sure people know that this is crew, not EFUD, and that it only applies to. But you folks decide, you guys
Yeah.
have the conversation.
Yeah,
And if it can't happen, it can't happen.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember now. I think I had a backflow, well, this is a check valve essentially.
Yeah.
Installed with my new plumbing just now.
Oh, really?
I think
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. Maybe not.
So are you okay if we agree to allow it, assuming you and the
That sounds,
sewer guys approve it?
sounds like.
Yeah, they're ready.
Want to make that motion?
Well, do we need a motion? Isn't this a decision within the manager's office?
Or here's my suggestion, that the minutes would show it's the consensus of the board to allow the inclusion of the crew request on the backflow preventer to be included in the billings when approved by the district manager and the public works director.
There you go. And that's, I mean, however you want it, that's fine.
I'm fine with that. Oh, you let me skip over the minutes,
And the public.
the public.
And Bob is trying to get in, but he's having technical difficulties.
That's probably the snowstorm is interfering.
No, it's Mardi Gras.
Mark, yeah.
So did the public have any additional comment? You want to do the minutes?
We have minutes of the, oh, right.
January 11th and then the executive session on the 23rd.
The minutes I have in my hand are the minutes of January 14th, however.
January 14th and January.
Well, that was,
I think it's a typo in the agenda. Right? It
what agenda do you have?
says consider minutes of January 11th and 2026.
Right, but we,
January 11th was a weekend, wasn't it?
It was a Sunday,
So it must be a typo.
14.
It's 14th is what it. And then it say 14th here. May I move? Can I move both? of
Those
them?
are Woody's minutes.
They're fantastic.
yeah, they really are.
Fabulous.
I move that we approve the minutes as provided for our meetings of January 14th and January 23rd, 2026.
Your second?
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes of January
14th.
15th and January 23rd. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion, those opposed,
Maybe Bob's getting,
see the Zoom user,
maybe.
He could be, yeah.
motion passes, and maybe that's.
There he is.
Jim
There he
Adams was
Hey, Bob.
in it,
He sees the table. See, there's the.
can he hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Great, we can hear
And
you.
we can hear you.
Jim is not here yet. Want to skip over to the next item?
Which was gonna be the East Wind Pipeline.
Mm-mm.
Well, then we put them at the end.
Yeah, crew was
Oh, I
supposed to
thought
be
it was
next.
gonna be before Jim.
We've already dealt with crew.
Just after the department reviews.
So we can go to, considering a salary adjustment for the interim fund manager.
Yeah,
Which I thought we probably moved to executive session.
That's, yeah.
Is that what you had in mind for this?
Well, I had other things as well, but, you can do it in open session.
so we would need to vote on it.
You'd have to come out and vote
Mhm.
after, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You can do it in open session. I had other things for executive session, but as I was moving it out through.
Your salary is public record, is it not?
It is, but I'm not a public official. It will be once you come out of executive session and approve it, yes. But if there's negotiations, that,
Okay, let's do it in executive session then. I'm bracing now. Oh, my gosh.
So you wanna wait for that for the executive?
Yeah.
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 he said.
We can,
Then process adjustment. Did you figure out Bob can hear us?
Yes.
Yes, he can.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Um, moving right along here. Out here before 6.
Great, let's see if we can.
I don't know.
Annual meeting and possible future EFUD organization changes.
So we're talking now about the annual meeting and their future EFUD organizational changes that we talked about. And Karen is here, she's still our clerk. And one of the events that we need to manage or see as managed, as Woody pointed out, is the elections. Now that Karen is an employee here, running our elections, do you wanna update us on how you think that'll work?
Well, it started with coercion by you. I would definitely need assistance from the staff as the ballots have to be made available, I think 20 days in advance. I'm going off memory. It might be more than that. So I would not be present in the office day in and day out. I also no longer have access to VEMS, which is the voter information system. So I can't print a voter checklist. So I would rely on staff here for certain aspects of operating the election. If the question was my participation day of, I can take a civil duty day from the state of Vermont. I'm allowed, I think, 3 of them a year. And so I can be present day of on May 3rd. Is it May 3rd or 4th, something like that? So I can be,
Wednesday in May.
maybe it's a little later. Anyway, I can be here 7 a.m. that morning. I can stay through the meeting that evening. I can be here to count ballots, deliver results, all those things. So day of, I think, is fine. We don't really know logistics to cover. But just in full disclosure, I'll need assistance from the office to conduct the early voting because I can't do that.
So our annual meeting will be held on,
It's in the charter.
on the second Monday, second Wednesday,
No, it's a second Wednesday.
second Wednesday, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's May 13th.
Thank you.
So looks like you've got it under control and.
Well, she's saying that she can understand how it will work, but she needs assistance. She needs
Well, yeah,
yes, so that's fine. So that you have a workable vision. If all those pieces came into play, you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of variables, right? We don't know who the town clerk will be after annual town meeting day this week, this
So that's a different.
coming
yeah.
month. And that's the person I'm going to rely on to
Uh-huh.
get a voter checklist. And that's the
Right,
person that's gonna be presumably in the office
Authorized to.
available to give ballots out. So it's not,
It's not,
just easy peasy, but I can work with that individual, assuming they're willing to assist.
so whomever the town has in that role, whether it's interim or, a full-blown town clerk, that's who you'd need to work with.
Yeah.
And there clearly should be someone assigned, in all reality, to that job.
Yeah.
They have to know in advance that that's part of what we have to do in May. is work with you
Yeah, well, again, leading up to May, right? Because,
Yes. For early.
for early voting, yeah.
Which is about a month, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know why 20 days is in my head.
So really, at our meeting next month, we'll know whether this is workable with the new.
Yeah, I guess we would, right? Because you would know the status of the town clerk at that.
So we should have, really, we should have a discussion again next meeting, certainly,
Yeah,
but
maybe just an update, but yeah. Yeah, the other thing that needs to be done is the annual report needs to be put together and sent to the printer. that's a manageable task. I can still receive the documents. I can, I can devote a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday to getting them in order and sending them to the printer. I still receive emails on my Waterbury BT email. For the record, I do not receive emails on my personal email from Waterbury for some reason. Bob's looking at it, but anyway, if you need to reach me, call me. So I think that's something I can still manage. I'll look ahead and give you all some deadlines because you have a report to write. Give the operators some time to get their stuff in order, things like that. So I usually did not start that process until after town meeting day, right? So it's not burning on me right now because it's not March yet.
And you've agreed through our temporary district manager to take minutes at least through the annual meeting, is that?
Yeah, I can come next month and do minutes again.
And what was,
In
you
April.
did this before, so what was the pay we needed to?
Yeah, so, and staff members here, unless something changed in the last 6 weeks, get $80 for minutes as a stipend. And that's everybody.
That's taking the minutes and giving us a report that's posted online.
Yeah, you may remember that when I was doing minutes, I wasn't big on emailing them out and accepting edits. That became a very,
That's fine. You mean before you post it?
right,
Yeah, that's
you
fine.
can make edits at the meeting when you
Yeah.
get there, but, I mean, I don't object to doing it. I just, the receiving of the critiques got a little overbearing.
You only have 4 days, right?
If 5,
5 days.
to get them up,
Yeah, 5 business days,
no, 5 days,
5 days.
yeah,
So they have to be up by following
following
Monday.
Monday, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that much time to read them and give
I
you
would
critiques.
round the $80 up, it's $100.
No, please just leave it what it is for all the staff. We don't need a mutiny over $20. I'll come here, I'll do minutes for $80. That's what everybody else makes. That's fine. That's fine.
It is a huge departure from what you paid me the last week.
Yeah.
I don't know how many percent from 0 to 80 it is.
You know,
but
he's talking about negotiations now. I
It's a
can see
long
what's going on
percent.
there.
Um,
Thank you, Cal.
Yeah, no problem.
So,
Yeah, this might be a good segue. The EFA district was paying me as the clerk and treasurer as well, so I would like to maintain that salary. It was $250 a month. So if there's no objections, I need to work with the bookkeepers to figure out how to get paid, but
I think you need to be paid for doing the minutes and stuff.
yeah,
And everything else.
yeah, I'm not asking for anything different than what I had before, frankly. That's the stipend was 3,000 at the meeting last year, which was $250 a month, and then the minutes are 80, and that would be if Kaya was doing them, or Bill, it sounds like you owe him $160. That's gonna be brought up later.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. But I don't know if you want that in the minutes, or if you just want to know that that's what it was and you want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's in the minutes.
Fine,
That's good.
So we're okay with that?
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
We started an item, Jim, so we're just gonna brief it up and then, we can step up and, so,
We're still ahead of schedule.
yeah. I put on here the organizational change that Tom had, kind of suggested to us as he was preparing to leave, and some of us had, thought about in the past, which is, making Woody's position the district manager and not having a contract with the town manager and separating ourselves from that Woody's position would do everything the district manager the town manager did, so that we wouldn't have to pay a share of that, and it would likely have to hire a financial person or business manager to do the bookkeeping and financial aspects of the district. And look into the billing of the water and sewer rates, how we accomplish that. Tom suggested, that the Northfield Savings Bank will receive payments and deposit those in our accounts as one way to do that. And this, Tom expressed, you know, some of the reasons that he left were the number of meetings and time away from his family. So if we separate the town manager position from EFUD, it cuts down on the meetings and the time away and gives you more resources to in Waterbury. You have two managers that kind of help with things. So one of the things we need to look into is really making sure we're ready to do that. So we let the select board know that we're not in on the hiring of the next manager. That the amount that we pay them would go down considerably, but used to offset the personnel and things that we would need to hire there. So that's kind of what we want to look into. Any of you have a comment relative to that going forward? And I think we ought to set a time, maybe by next month, we let the select board know whether we're in or out. But he's in that position anyway, so it's not like you're gonna find somebody. Hopefully Woody has agreed that he would, pending a job description and salary, would act as be the district manager.
Yeah, no, agreed, yeah.
Forward, and we can have a separate manager, but still leave the bookkeeping with the town if we wanted to. That's still, we'd have to pay for that, but. So anyway, it's open for comments. You hear all that, Bob?
Yeah, you want a motion?
We don't need it today.
Okay.
What are
Yeah.
the logistics with the Northfield Savings Bank taking the money?
Yeah, they'd be the,
Collect.
The receiver,
Receiver
collector of bills,
yeah,
or the
payments.
payments.
Say,
It goes
just like
direct.
Green Mountain Power, there are certain banks that take your power bill. And then deposit it in our account.
It's a service that they.
How does it clear the books here then? What are the logistics of them taking checks and then the bill getting cleared through our system?
You'd have to figure that out, but it's,
It's done. I
It's
mean, they would
been
have to
done.
explain to us how that mechanism.
I'm asking from, you know, I have this historical
Yeah.
knowledge here. It's like they didn't do that for Duxbury Moortown Fire District. They were the bank for Duxbury Moortown Fire District even back when we were with Peoples, but they didn't accept their payments. We did.
right.
And cleared the bill and then.
Nobody thought, perhaps, it was never a thought. But Thomas suggested that it might be one route we want to explore. That was,
So I'm, just to clarify, did he explore it and already vetted it as an option, or he just said it's worth asking?
oh, no, I can't
He's-
remember.
I think he presented like it was an option available to us, you know, something workable, but to the finer details of that, he didn't say it's a perfect solution. He just
okay.
said, this is workable to
Right.
explore to see.
Well,
if
I'm
it's
asking from the
workable for
seat
us.
as the treasurer, right? Because the last thing I want to do is chase a bunch of money at the end of every month because it hasn't been satisfied in the books here, so we can't
Well,
balance. and-
But we wouldn't, we
So
certainly
these
wouldn't do anything that. would
Yeah,
cause that.
I don't understand the logistics.
But there's like, just, we were looking at ways that we might change the,
Mhm.
And we don't know, have the answer to your question.
Right, understood.
on-
I guess the real question was whether he vetted it or whether he suggested it.
Well, that's,
suggested we look into it.
Okay.
Because it seemed viable.
That's-
to
Okay.
consider.
it's all open for
Discussion. No,
discussion.
then my question
So
was
we'll get-
warranted.
Yeah, so we'll get, we should decide. So all this in the next month, we would need to do these.
Well, I think.
We wouldn't need to answer that question in the next month.
No, I think the time sensitive one is, do you want to be part of the manager search in the town?
We want to share that.
Billing, accounting, other things, I don't believe are time sensitive.
Bob was ready to make a motion on this question of not being a part of the manager search.
Do you know if they've made any decision on the search and have?
They want to wait for their new board to start. I mean, they're gonna have 4 new select board members,
Mhm.
so.
Yeah.
So they're at least 3 weeks away, you know.
So we have time.
We have time, I think. It all depends on how much time Woody is willing to serve 3 hats here.
Right.
So, yeah, they left all that for their new board. They didn't feel as though putting out a job description, anything, had 4 out of 5 new people there.
Well,
Okay, project number 1, once it gets
But as a-
seated.
Just to give you an idea, sort of where I sit on this, and when we have the discussion again, I think it's fine that we separate.
Well, I think it's been a good experience. We've gone from dissolving the village to being a utility district and sharing the manager and things. And then from the sharing, we've learned that maybe we don't need to do that we can be more efficient on our own. And
Well, what we know, and Woody will tell us if it's true, is that manager's job is not a full-time job.
Manager of EFA,
Refund.
correct.
So in hiring a manager, so now it's Woody and he's got other hats he's wearing so he can fill his time and more. I think.
Yeah.
plus in the interim, he'll know whether he wants to do that.
That's right. That's
It will give us a better understanding of what the town manager did for EFA.
right.
Mhm.
But down the road, if Woody retires, decides he doesn't want the job, we will then discover that we have a part-time position to fill. That's what we might do. And I just want us to be aware of that.
Yeah. So, do you have anything to add, Cindy, or? no? Bob, you wanna add anything before we move on?
Well, I think we should tell the select board that what we're thinking anyway, even if we haven't resolved it.
Yeah.
And that we might not throw in on one big manager deal. I don't see any problem with that, having with the district having its own manager, nor do I see any problem with talking to the bank about what services of this kind they can provide and how it works. That'd be interesting. But yeah, that's my thinking on it.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm in agreement with all that. So,
Ready to move on?
Sure.
Yep.
Wanna join us up here, Jim, and
You talk to Roger, let him know. As Bob said. As Bob said, we might want to let the board,
Yeah,
the select board
tell
know how we're
Roger
thinking
tonight.
about this, if they don't already.
They are ready.
They do, okay, that's what I thought.
But, that's for sure.
so Jim's here to interview for this new position of ethics officer for EFUD. The town has hired Ingrid Jonas. And, Tom thought we shouldn't have the same ethics officer and things, so, I think you've replied to a notice that Tom put out that you were interested, or?
Yeah, then I interviewed with Tom.
Hmm.
And Tom went.
Jim. In the interest of full disclosure, you've done work for me.
Okay,
32 Union Street. A few years ago, you put in, well, a drain along the top of my garden.
Okay, so noted. Thank you. How long ago was that?
5, 6, 7, 5, yeah.
Okay,
And you talked to us briefly on Zoom here a couple months ago and so,
I just put this thing together.
this is helpful. So what's your interest in ethics?
It's just something I've been involved in, you know, through my brokerage several years ago. And I read the, you know, Tom's description of it, it just sounded interesting, so. Moved ahead.
We're hoping that this job won't give you much business.
That's what I figured.
Okay.
When I originally talked to Don, he said everything goes through him. Not sure if that's still.
I would guess the ethics violations or questions would come first to the manager and then.
Yeah, it's, the manager felt that it was something that they couldn't really comfortably work with or in certain depths. And you and we'll share the information and we'll be out there.
There is an
Sorting it
ethics, there is an ethics process, is there not?
There is.
Something
Ethics
like-
review process, we talked about this, yeah.
And I didn't have a chance, but yes, the town has ironed out their whole ethics officer job description and, you know, it's all there, but copy paste, put you in there. Yeah.
Have you seen
I have
that
not-
document from Tom? Did we share what the
Yeah.
town was doing? Oh, it's
Take that with you.
great.
Yeah.
This came about as a statutory.
So that gives a good navigation of sort of processes.
Do we have any other applicants for the job?
None that I'm aware of. I
None that I'm aware of.
okay,
think the pay that Tom talked about for the town was $50 an hour. If
Correct.
whatever time you would spend on ethics, whether there's interviews and writing up a report once you got one.
I think it was a limit of 500.
500 per event.
The better.
Yes. Yep.
Can only be so unethical.
That's right.
Really unethical.
It's
We'll run
got
out of
to
mon-
fit
we'll run out of
in
money.
the-
Yeah.
10 hours of
The box.
10 hours of bad ethics only.
yeah,
Oh, the town's already had one or two complaints.
You interviewed with the wrong organization.
That's right.
Bob, do you have any questions, thoughts?
no, I don't. I consider a willingness to do the job and not being in jail as the two necessary requirements for the job. I don't believe there'll be a lot of work for him, and just a level-headed sense of right and wrong is all you need. And a good mechanic, a good contractor is an honest man.
Yeah. I like your examples and I like your sense of humor. And that's gonna take me a long ways.
World domination, this is.
Any members of the public here have a question or comment or? Anyone else online? So are we ready to approve Jim as appointed? appointing him as the ethics officer for the Edward Farrar Utility District.
I so move.
I don't know if they have terms.
Oh. Yeah,
When you're appointed, he's appointed till he's not appointed.
or he tells us he's not appointed. Or you go to jail, right? I move that we appoint James Adams as EFUD's ethics officer for a time not to exceed his natural.
Until his replacement. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve, James Adams as the ethics officer for the Edward Farrar Utility District. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes, Jim. So congratulations, and we hope you don't get too busy with,
Don't get too bored.
complaints and things, and, thank you for your interest in coming in to, chat with us, and, you're also the vice chair of the Board of Civil Authority.
Yes, I am. But when you are vice chair to Liz, nothing passes through. She is the machine.
Mhm.
Very
Be
good.
good to work with. Okay. Very-
It is,
She's
though.
got a lot going on. Great.
Well, thank you, and thank you for coming in on a snowy night.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Oh, thank you all, and I'll see you, probably not here, apparently.
We hope not.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
At our arraignments perhaps, but
I'll write something up good.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Good to see you, Jim.
And I'll look into whether we need to give him a town email address or a UFUD email address,
Sure.
whatever we're doing for him.
Yeah.
So,
Next up was discussion on our, watershed management public meetings.
Oh, so could I just go back 1 second? We mentioned it, but it wasn't necessarily so defined. So for his services, really, before his services are engaged, it should complaints, if an individual had a need, if someone in the district had a need to deal with something in this realm, would go to the manager first, but not really pick up the phone and call
Yes.
Jim directly.
No.
Yeah, the engagement is through the manager, and then the manager engages the ethics officer. Okay, I think that's important. I think Jim,
Got an extra copy if you want to
We need
see
to
it, but
make
it's
sure that
not
Jim
relevant
understands that as
to
well, just so
the
that-
minutes, I don't.
he doesn't get caught up.
I mean, it'll be.
Yeah.
Oh, there, you're there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I just wanted to clarify that.
No, that's good. I'm glad you did. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you,
good
Linda.
night, good night.
Good night. Okay, let me just, take a look at what I've put in front of you, people, that actually answers some of the questions, or at least gives you, updates you largely on where we stand. Cindy's going to tell you about some others. Well, we're going down to Hanover next week, she'll explain that. This document is something I would like to see us post on our website, if we can do that, but certainly in Front Porch Forum. It lets people know what's happened since we met in December. We've been quiet since then. Cindy and I sat down with David Mears a couple weeks ago and gave some thought to where this process ought to go. David has recommended to us, and it's embodied in this document, that we actually have 2 more sessions. One is going to be the session that Cindy's going to tell us about, the one that we all along have planned, to hear from you know, some people on PFAS, to hear from, Steve, right? And then we want to have another one where we hear from the folks who are, hear from a couple of groups of folks who are interested in using the land for recreational purposes. What their hopes are, need to hear them. We also want to hear from district water users. Okay, what do they think about all this? And then we want to just, you know, so we would open it up generally just to the public for comment. At that point, which would be, say, April, or maybe early May, this is going to take longer than perhaps we hoped, and that's okay. Well, because we're being deliberate and thoughtful. Then we would sit down, do some little internal process of our own, and a lot of discussion, and draft a policy for the land. This is our policy on the land. And this is what's going to happen. And it may be no change from our current status. It may be limited uses, it may be whatever. And it may in fact say, we're going to, you know, enter into longer term discussions with potential recreational managers of the property. I mean, there are all kinds of things that we were going to have to ask ourselves after we've heard from folks. So it's going to take us time. But this piece of paper is meant to signal that intent and that process. So if you're happy, oh, I'm sorry, Bob. I didn't send them out. It's 4 paragraphs. Oh, darn. I ought to tell you what it says. I'll try to. On December 11th, we had a special informational meeting to kick off a process of data gathering, expert opinion, and public input on possible changes to the commission's policy on public access to and uses of EFUD's 500-acre waterworks property in Waterbury and Stowe. We had presentations on such and such and such and such. It had been our plan to hold a second session in January. For a number of reasons. We were unable to do so, and it now appears that the earliest we can schedule it is mid-March. This session will have presentations on PFAS chemicals and how they can contaminate water sources, natural resource values of the watershed, and approaches that other water authorities in the state and region have taken with respect to recreational uses of their watersheds. Look for an announcement about that session later this month. It will be followed by a third session sometime in the spring, during which we will hear from conservation interests, organizations that represent recreational users, and the public in general. It doesn't say, water drinkers.
District, it
but-
could say district.
Yeah,
water
I'll add it, yeah. We'll be interested in hearing what outcomes are desired and what other things we'll need to know in order. There's more typos. Woody, I still gotta work on it. In order to make an informed policy decision. The EFUD commissioners and staff will then develop, and this is important, and staff, we want all the input we can get. We'll then develop a draft policy on the uses of the watershed lands. This work will be conducted during our regularly scheduled monthly meetings. We will seek public comment on the draft, after which a decision on the policy, whether to reject it, adopt it, or modify it, another typo, will be made. This process will take some time. We appreciate your patience and assistance. Did you hear all that?
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Well, I've wanted to suggest that we find out from the possibly a lawyer and some law enforcement folks to find out what our resources are to enforce whatever policy we make.
Yep.
Right.
I noted that.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay. And you've said this a number of times. I don't think that's necessary for this statement, however.
Okay.
I can add it. It would go where, well, let me think about it. But we don't make a decision without knowing what we can and cannot enforce. That's correct.
That's right.
Yeah. it still needs a little touching up, but if you trust me and Cindy to do it, we'll get this so that we can post it in the next day or two,
Well, I have two comments.
okay? If you'd rather not post it, then we won't.
No, you didn't hear me out yet. But it's a pretty wordy document. I gave this to Jan General to cut out all the needed things. It would be a lot shorter, but that's.
You know something? Oh, go ahead. I don't think it would be, but okay.
Well, look at the words you need that we're gonna make a decision on it. Adopt, reject, modify.
Yeah.
We're not gonna reject it. We're either gonna adopt it or modify it.
Okay, whether to.
That's just an example.
Well, that's, okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But and when I first read through it, I wondered whether we're putting too much emphasis on recreation, that we should be referring to local recreation, not, recreation in general about what Stowe wants or Montpelier wants up there. We want to hear from what the local recreation needs are, or what they're doing, and it doesn't emphasize the local aspect of it. It just, I read first and thought, are we reaching too broad for what, our.
That's interesting. I don't know. Here's the thing. It's recreational uses of our property that we're concerned with, right?
Right, but the local area, I don't care what Waitsfield wants to do or some statewide organization that.
But some of the people that have been coming to the meetings want to hear what other public water systems in New England, how they handle this. And that doesn't mean.
I understand from the regulation, but focusing on the regulations versus the recreation aspect.
I'm genuinely not understanding the distinction that you're making.
Well,
Is it the second paragraph of the second sentence of the third paragraph? Where it will be followed by a third session during which we will hear from conservation interests, organizations that represent recreational users.
Certainly can put local there, absolutely. That
local
makes a lot of sense.
organizations.
That represent, or, well, I was gonna, it could be local organizations, or it could be organizations that represent local recreational users.
Yeah.
Which one do you want? Is that what you, is,
Is that really
well,
what
yeah,
you're
you
doing?
need to emphasize
You're kind of
the
bringing it a little
local
more.
area.
no, sure, absolutely. Now yeah, by all means, but that's fine. And that's,
And
yes,
also, just on the title, just such a minor thing, but update on recreational access policy discussions, not trails. I mean, the trails is like, it's just access. Trails almost gives it a little too much, specificity,
okay, access, we'll need
recreational use maybe, okay.
use.
Which I think, you know, that the-
Uses, yeah, access would require more words. Okay,
I don't want people to think that with any of the speakers that we have, that means that we are endorsing, that's gonna be the way we're going. We're just trying to educate them.
I will take out the entire parenthetical in the second to last, the last sentence of the second to last paragraph. You're right, but I do say those things to make sure people understand that really, it's okay, but I always think it's better to err and they know exactly where we can go with this, but you know, that's fine. We'll take all that out. And I do agree that shorter is generally better. But I don't want anybody to think we've made promises we're not making.
Yeah. I just want to tell you that Lisa's got her hand up. So when you're prepared,
Was it?
it's Lisa's, oh,
Lisa's still on.
when you're prepared, you'd want to call on her.
Well, I can't.
Lisa's there. You-
Just say, hi, Lisa.
It's one
You have a question, Lisa?
Had a question and a comment. I don't know if you folks remember, but on the EFUD page on the waterburyvt.com website, there is a new section there for the waterworks protection, watershed protection area lands and related management issues. And the last go round, there's a link there that had the information ahead of that meeting. That would seem to be the place that was collecting this information regarding this issue. I know I put that in the last story that I wrote about this. So that might be a place when you finally get this, revised and polished, that would be a good place possibly to post this. Also,
Absolutely. Certainly want it on our website. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, and I would be happy to get this out on the roundabout to share with people and link to the whatever other information we have on because we should be doing an update too. People are wondering what happened with these meetings, if there's going to be more, when to expect more. So that would be like a legitimate thing for me to put out as well.
I apologize for not mentioning the roundabout, but that was also in our minds. So thank you.
Absolutely. No, happy to do that and get that out there and have it be in a place where people can look it up and they can find it easily. So we're looking forward to it.
Is there
Thank
more
you.
on local? Thank you, Melissa. Is there more on local that you would?
No,
That makes a lot of sense. Right there, absolutely. Local organizations, absolutely. Oh, totally. Does it otherwise pass?
Sure.
Well, if you're.
No, I'm not interested in finessing that nickel and dime, but it does seem kind of wordy going through it.
Well, it's the difference between an engineer and a lawyer.
He's a lawyer, Andrew. So you're gonna
I will
post it on
I will revise it, talk to Woody about how to post it, and we'll send it to Lisa and the Front Porch Forum in the next couple of days.
the front porch forum or the roundabout?
Both.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fine.
And it should also probably just, even though it'll be on our site, but just to, on Front Porch Forum, add the link to the website for more information. So if somebody gathers this for the first time and says, what's going on, they know exactly where to find more information on the website.
you know, Lisa brings up a good point, and I've been a little disappointed. I feel like there were promises we made that we haven't fulfilled. We had said that we would post the presentations, the 3 presentations from the December meeting on our website, and that did not happen.
Well, Tom was gonna
take care of it. So
put
we need,
out to get to the Orca website on ours.
Easy to do.
That's,
That
yeah.
we can do that.
I know they're easy fixes. I'm just saying, you know, our credibility needs to, it's gonna follow through and
yeah, okay.
be improved.
So do you have a tentative schedule for the March?
I was thinking either Thursday, the 19th, or Thursday, the 26th.
So do we need to reserve the fire station for,
Yeah,
so when the people commit, we have a place to go?
Yep.
Yep.
You want me to talk to Gary and,
I can do that. Thank you, Devin. So we've got Harry Shepherd from Stowe is gonna come and talk to their challenges with PFAS contamination of their source. And not only do they have PFAS contamination, but there's some other major users in Stowe that had private wells that were also contaminated. So they're trying to hook up to the town of Stowe. So it's a domino effect. And Harry can't do it on Wednesday nights. Steve Hagenlook, who is Vermont Audubon biologist, and he leads a lot of bird walks up in the waterworks. Is going to be talking about some of the ecological assets up there. And then Rick and I have been talking with Hanover, New Hampshire, who also has a surface watershed that was heavily used by recreation. They actually have a reservoir, and there were a lot of conflicts between the public water system values and the recreational values. So they ended up shutting down all the trails there. And then they ultimately developed a partnership with a group that handles recreation, and they have since reopened the trails, and the public works director there has said it's been a good partnership and things have worked out well. So it's a little key to our situation.
And we're going down to meet again
Yeah.
next week.
And what would be the fourth one?
At this point, we don't have.
Oh, I thought,
Fourth meeting?
No, you mean the,
No, there'll be
The
3
third.
speakers in the next meeting, right?
And
that's the second meeting,
Second.
third meeting
Second. Already have.
is you don't have that
Right,
kind of lined up, so it's kind of premature right now.
yeah.
Okay, yes.
No, but you can imagine we would hear from Vermont Mountain Bike Association, VMBA,
Yep, Stowe Land Trust,
Stowe Land Trust.
like a Friends of the Waterworks organization.
There is one.
Well, there's one that wants to be formed. And Forest Parks Rec is interested in our land.
So we're still working on that.
Great, so just we should mark off 19th and 26th, you'll figure out how to best try to fill those, figure out which date it's gonna be, based on.
I mean, if you want to choose it now, I mean,
So everybody on your list, these,
they can make
either one, okay, so we could maybe decide that,
Well, then I would say sooner the better.
okay.
Tuesday, March.
What
Did
time
you
do we-
hear that, Bob?
Bob, does Thursday, March 19th work for you?
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah. What time did we start? We started
6:30.
6:30.
And I know I would really like to hear questions from you all. And those of you in the staff as to what pieces of information you haven't been exposed to yet, you feel like you need to have to be able to make decisions,
Yes.
in addition to the whole police enforcement issue.
Yep. Police enforcement.
so tentatively the 19th.
That work for you?
Yeah.
I will, before I send this back to Woody, I will cut out more words. Well, I believe in economy too.
So we ready to move on?
If that's okay with you, is
Yeah, I don't know.
the general consensus that we can take care of this, make changes without running it by everybody?
Yep.
Yeah, great, thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I just added the update on the union negotiation that we're gonna be meeting tomorrow at 1 o'clock. to See if we can, wrap things up and stuff, so.
So this is the meeting since we chatted.
It's, yeah, Rick and I and Woody will meet with the union representatives.
Tomorrow, 1 o'clock. For some reason that was not in my,
You said you could make it.
oh, I said I could make it, but I didn't put it in.
I'm sorry, did you just say tomorrow?
You want us to have your phone number that we'll call you?
I was wondering when it was gonna be. I know I'd told and I'd seen emails and then I didn't put it in here. So we're starting at what time? 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
Where's the meeting here?
Yes, steel room.
Changes my morning.
You all set? And Cindy, I saw in I don't know, the Montpelier newspaper or something about the department approving the fishing derby on Berry's Reservoir that they weren't very happy about, and I was kind of surprised that they don't own that reservoir.
So this is Berry City's drinking water reservoir, which is actually in orange. Berry City owns the land all around the reservoir. But the reservoir itself, because it's greater than, don't quote me, I think it's 20 acres. It's considered to be a lake or a pond under Vermont state statute. So several years ago, the city of Montpelier had a lawsuit filed against them because they did not allow boating on Berlin Pond, which is their drinking water reservoir. And this one person who owned a sports store in Berry thought he should be able to play out there. So it ended up going to the state Supreme Court, who said it's a lake, so you have to allow full access. You have to allow recreational use, which is a pain.
This is Berlin Pond.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's a navigable.
Yeah.
It's a
and that's
navigable.
part of the,
Right.
it's the size and the size determines that it's quote unquote navigable, although we all know that it's not. So this individual that had filed that lawsuit moved to New Hampshire. He has decided to try to test this with the Berry City water supply. And Berry City, if you try to get into their reservoir, they send the Berry City police to intercept you. And they feel very strongly about this. And, you know, it costs a lot of money to run a public water system, and you don't want people wanting coming in and using your reservoir when there are plenty of other lakes and ponds where you can go fishing. And this guy, I don't know how he did it, but he got Fish and Game to agree to allow fishing derby on Berry City's reservoir. The thing is, unless you parachute in, you cannot access the water, because if you try to access, you have to cross Berry City's property, and Berry City has said, we're sending our cops up there. People are gonna get ticketed if you even try.
Even though they, person might say that's public property.
Right.
You know, it's that.
So it's gonna be a test case again, and I don't know the details, but I do know that some of the legislatures are drafting legislation to try to help public water systems out because of the pressures, increasing pressures on their sources and their protection areas. So we're kind of in a similar situation.
Yeah, some similarities.
Did, Fish and Game talk to the folks in water supply before they did this?
No, no. And the irony is, the head of Fish and Wildlife is the former commissioner of DEC, Jason Batchelor.
Is that, Chris Herrick?
No, Jason Batchelor.
Got children.
He lives up in Elmore. He was the head of the warden service for many years. And then he left state government, and then he was brought back to be commissioner of DEC. He left that position to go to Fish and Wildlife, to be commissioner there, so. Depends on which hat you're wearing. Anyways, I just
sorry.
thought you might be interested.
Before you move on, I'm sorry, Cindy, can you tell me where the reservoir is located again? I just didn't
It's
have,
in Orange.
it is in Orange, thank you.
The other thing is,
East Wind?
yeah, East Wind Mobile Home Park, the pipeline project that we have the funding for. The project is out for bid. Tomorrow is a pre-bid meeting here at 11 for interested contractors. We've had 7 contractors pull the bid documents. And I'd say 6 out of the 7 are real good. And we will be opening bids, if things continue, we'll be opening bids on February 26th. And in my day job, we're seeing really good bids, numbers coming in, a lot of competition and good prices.
What
So
was the
fingers
date?
crossed.
February what, I'm sorry?
26.
What time on the 26th?
It's 11 o'clock.
There's a meeting here tomorrow at 11 and then the bids open at 11 as well. Okay, that's just a coincidence.
Right. It's always a lot.
Keep it 11. Okay, fair
Yeah,
enough, fair enough. Name of the game. Consistency.
So I missed it. So what important to the East Wind Mobile Home Park? You said there was
Talking about the bids,
so there's nothing specific to East Wind.
Well, that's the name of the project.
Oh.
East
To me,
Wind.
it's the cross-country line.
yeah,
The East Wind is just where the people mobile home park is. Sorry.
Just where it's going.
the end of the line. The end of your line.
One thing I realized is, as a part of the federal money, we have to have a project sign. And usually on your project sign, the owner puts their logo up. As does the engineer and the contractor and the funders. And we don't have a logo in UFA. So I'm wondering if people might be interested in having like a competition with the school kids to come up with a logo.
I could think of
Have a
an emoji we might get.
If the
Yeah,
owner
I-
fought with a shotgun going after a rabbit.
That's what, a lot of people say that to me. I like that idea. I like,
Well, you know, but not Elmer Fudd.
no, not Elmer Fudd. No, I like the idea of the competition of getting an art class. You know, somebody
Yeah, they teach like the graphic art design,
develop
the art of designing the logo. It's a big deal.
Good idea, but we won't have it ready for the sign. I'm gonna
Yeah,
guess.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it does just point out we need it.
Yeah.
Or we could put an article out on Front Porch Forum and just open it up to everyone in Waterbury. Submit and get a year's worth of
Oh, I-
clean water.
I would not,
Get one with a mountain bike.
I would not recommend that.
No.
No, I wouldn't recommend that at all.
How are we doing on the rights of way for the?
Yeah, I met with Cindy earlier, where lawyer is still pending a lot of that stuff. There's been some confusion over the road ownership out there. But I've spoken to everybody. We should not have an issue. Everybody's basically verbally committed to it, to
So you had to negotiate any
Yeah,
connections yet, or?
yeah. But that may come, that may come.
Was that in on that?
Thank you.
Next up is the department reports. I think it was a record for the number of pictures in it.
Yes, exactly.
Identify that hydrant.
I was intrigued by how January of 2008, 2016, and 2026, they seem to behave the same way. The lows, average, and highs are, for each of the 3 years, the lows, averages, and highs are really close to each other. It happens that those 3 years are like that.
So Tom Nesbitt
Yes.
complained the water meter at the Masonic Lodge froze up.
Yeah,
They had to thaw it out, and he said it was a plastic meter. Is that right?
plastics, yeah, that's.
We bought plastic
There
meters.
are some plastic meters in the system, yeah.
We don't use them anymore, do we?
Do we currently use any plastic ones, Kenny, or
All the new ones will be plastic meters.
brass is old school? Yeah.
Well, we took some heat for that, so.
My new one is plastic,
It's, the whole industry is moving in that direction. They're cheaper, they're more accurate, and they're easy to replace.
yeah, it's not like anybody's, shooting at them.
It's gonna be more functionality with those plastic meters in the future, if we choose to go down that route.
The one thing I will say about them is that you can hear them.
Does yours make a noise?
Oh, yeah, mine cuts. I know when water is being used
And then,
in the cellar,
the wastewater guys shipped 36,000 gallons of sludge. Is that all in a tanker truck, like a
Yeah,
tractor trailer, or
no, smaller trucks, but
that's a lot of trips?
that's just going to Montpelier, so, yeah.
What's a clock tower? What is the clock tower building?
Where the Thai restaurant is up in, Kobeeville. I don't know if there's even a Thai restaurant there.
oh, yeah. Oh, so you don't eat Thai food? What's your?
No, I eat Thai food, but,
Yeah, it's still there.
my dated references are usually,
Oh, right, what's the name when they were up here and over here, it was great. Okay, I'm gonna say this out loud and I'm gonna reveal my ignorance. Where's the Masonic Lodge?
where the Stowe Street Emporium.
Upstairs.
Ah, right, okay,
The Masons own that.
right, okay. I probably knew that, or see, yeah.
And Tom Nesbitt, who Skip speaks of, designed many of the water lines and infrastructure.
You, long time Waterbury's consulting engineer, so. Pretty opinionated.
Was there any fallout from the wastewater discharge?
No.
So Kenny, you can pass along, we appreciate the reports, and they're really helpful to us in what's going on out there and the job that you folks do there, so. I see the lagoons are all frozen over, even if Lake Champlain isn't yet.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. They've had a few aerator issues, but not too bad. This is like a winter thing.
Did you see the story about the skaters who were on Champlain and the ice broke and they went out in the lake?
Yeah,
A very dear friend of mine was supposed to be there, but he was late. got there half an hour later, and they were already broken away.
Yeah.
Yeah. But safely rescued.
So are we ready for the executive session?
I think so, yeah. Anything else?
I don't have that language that you need. Does anybody-
Bob, do you have the language with you in New Orleans?
Sorry, no, I don't, but,
I
On the
think that,
wall, it used to be on the wall,
On the wall?
on the wall. There's a pegboard.
Somewhere in here.
All right.
I will say the select board knows it by heart. They didn't even have to look.
They make the two motions?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I find that just the
Yeah.
most ridiculous thing in the world.
the,
different for matters of personnel versus negotiations and other stuff.
Well, negotiations are still personnel.
Wow, this is your.
I mean, they
For
go to
how to-
personnel matters. But yes, I understand. But no, but negotiations say with a contractor, yeah, I agree with you, yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
got it. Executive session.
I recommend you take a photograph of it with your phone.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's see that. Language. See what you can say.
It isn't on the minutes of,
No, the ones I put, I didn't bother to type it all out. Why would you?
but I did the ones.
Um,
Oh, that wasn't,
Which meeting did you do it in?
hang on, the executive session.
that wasn't a re-
No, it says, yeah, no, all it says is the first motion was made and seconded, the
Yeah.
second motion was made and
I
seconded.
did not feel like typing all that out.
Yeah. Which
Yeah,
of course
this
offended
doesn't have
Bob,
the
but
actual language. It says to enter executive session, a motion must be made in open session that indicates its reason for doing so, preferably naming the specific provision of Title I, Section 313 that gives authority.
okay, I'll make the motion. I move that, that I think we decide that we decide that we need to go into executive session because the matters that we are going to discuss, if,
Premature general knowledge of what it
if
is.
the public has premature knowledge, okay, we go into executive session in order to discuss matters whose disclosure prematurely will put.
put it as a severe
I'll
disadvantage.
say, okay, we'll put
That's if
EFUD,
it's it's not for staff, but it's
Book the minutes of it.
we'll put us,
Somewhere.
it's
Yeah.
in the vault, it's locked.
we'll put EFUD at a severe disadvantage.
Motion to enter
This is such a stupid.
executive session.
Check my desk.
Oh, it's all right. All right, we got it.
All set?
We're
Okay.
good.
5:54.
But we haven't gone in yet. We have to prove this
We'll
one.
have to vote to go
To
into.
include discussions related
Approve
to.
Will someone second this motion?
You made one?
I thought you
Yes,
were
you didn't
copying.
quite write it down. You were a little fast on the draw.
Okay. You want me to do this again? Yeah, geez. I will.
Okay, well, before you,
You want me to shut this on?
Yeah,
Have you voted?
no, we
No,
haven't
we
yet.
haven't. We're still getting the language.
does Lisa have it? Leave it to Lisa, she's still good.
Oh.
This is such.
Oh, we need to hop off. Don't blame Lisa.
You don't have it. You guys have this. I trust you. You're doing very well. You're almost there.
Almost there, right?
I gotta go to school board in 5 minutes, so good luck.
Thanks,
I
Ed.
think Robert's Rules of Order that you have to look at.
No, it's not.
Just,
I think so.
If it'll make life easier, we don't.
because we can't come up with a
Yeah,
motion.
I mean, if we
That's-
wanna
I will say again what I
Okay,
said.
after making a specific finding of premature general public knowledge would clearly place the public body or person involved at a substantial disadvantage, labor relation agreements, employees,
Use that language.
yeah, confidential attorney-client communication.
I move that we
blah, blah, blah.
find,
Appointment or employment of evaluation of a public officer or employee, provided the public body shall make a final decision to hire or appoint
what
in
matters are we gonna
open
discuss?
session. I think that's the one.
Personnel matters?
Personnel.
I move that we find that that there are personal matters that we need to discuss in executive session.
That's really all.
That, I think that covers it.
Okay, my AI is saying, I move that we go into executive session to consider a personnel matter. Someone seconds, we vote.
Second.
Wanna call the vote? Yes.
So you made the motion?
Yes.
The first one?
Made and seconded.
Yeah, the first
So
one.
now we need to vote.
So you've heard the motion to go, premature.
You don't need to repeat it. You don't-
All those in favor say aye. Those opposed? Motion passes.
I move that we go into executive session.
All second.
Motion's been made and seconded to go into executive session. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes.